Hey folks, today's episode was supposed to be another XL600 video. I thought it would be the final one. Unfortunately, it's not going to be because 2 weeks ago, putting the XL600 engine together, I sliced my fingers apart trying to compress the rings with my fingers. So I had to take a week off and let my thumbs heal. So I don't have that video, but what I do have is a dirt bike video from about 2 months ago that I shot. There's two dirt bikes, so this video will be one of them, and then the next one will be I don't know about the next video. The next video hopefully will be the end of the XL600, but then I'll show the other dirt bike, which I did more extensive work to. So in any case, hope you enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. Well, what do we have here? What we have here are two Kawasaki KDX80s in various states of disrepair. Actually, we have three, depending upon the order in which I put these videos out. I bought this one first, and all I was going to do was make it mechanically restored. Brakes, clutch, there's a whole bunch of problems with it. But I just can't help myself, and I'm going to do a full restoration on it. So then I went and bought two more. Even though I have two up in the attic that are taken apart, and I didn't do anything with them. In the past 2 years I've owned them. Anywho, what am I getting at? I'm getting at, I have two KDX80s. The level of insanity for KDX80s. I think I've covered it in this video. I won't go into it much. But anyway, there was these two kids in the neighborhood that had KDX80s, and I was like 13. All I had was my Honda 50, and they used to go blowing by me on these things. And I've always wanted one, and now that it's 40 years later, I actually have them. One kid had a red one kid had a green one. The red one is fairly rare. It was only made 1 year. So this one runs. It was, I went back and forth with the kid. Like I said, they were down in Pennsylvania. I drove 6 hours to get these two and another bike. I was supposed to get a fourth bike, but the guy blew me off. This one was supposed to run and drive. The kid said he drove it all the time. I got down there. It did start. It ran. I took it down the street. It runs like dog shit. He didn't mention it ran like dog shit till I, drove 6 hours to go get it. But okay, whatever. It's rare, and this will get a full restoration. This rear fender is not findable anywhere, but I'm hoping that eventually one will come up on eBay, because as you can see, it's been destroyed and kind of stuck back together. So it runs, but it runs like crap. I'd like to find out what's wrong with it. Also, I think the front wheel bearing is gone, and it has no rear brake. This one, again, was advertised as new top end, and somebody indeed has painted some green paint on the cylinder head. I don't know if that means it has a new top end, but I just kind of naturally assumed, stupid thing to do on my part, that when it said new top end, that it implied that it ran and drove. So I drove 6 hours down there, and I get to the guy's house at like 9 in the morning. He knew I was coming and everything, and I go to start it. It doesn't start. And I said, well, it runs, right? He's like, oh yeah. When's the last time you ran it? Oh, about 3 months ago. I'm thinking, couldn't you have started it, the day before to see if it ran? Anyway, we're determined that, I'm down there. I got like 15 minutes. I want to stop at each stop to pick up these bikes, because I want to make it home in some reasonable amount of time. And instead I ended up like 40 minutes. I was at the very first place. So this petcock is broken, and it's not getting any gas. I sprayed some starter fluid in the spark plug hole. I kicked it, and it fired right up. Now all that tells me is that it fires up. It means it has spark, and it had enough compression to go vroom. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to run well. It doesn't mean that the clutch is operable or the transmission is going to work properly. So I think out of the two of them, what I would like to do is let's take this one, and I have a whole bunch of these gas tanks. Okay. I'll throw another gas tank on it and see if this one runs and see if it's like mechanically reliable. I think the front brake does work, although maybe it doesn't work particularly well. Yeah, I can see it's very compressed. So I'll probably take the brakes apart. But I'm pretty sure the rear brake was working on it. So why don't I do that? I'll focus on this one first and then see if it runs. So let me go find a gas tank. Well, if you're most people, you won't have a gas tank for a KDX80 just hanging around. However, if you're some person that wastes tons of money on motorcycles and dirt bikes they don't need, you probably have 4 of them. And as a matter of fact, I think there's another one in the mail on the way. Okay, so this is one. It's super stiff. Probably doesn't work. So we'll forget about that one. That I think is a KX80 gas tank. That one. Is that the one I just had? No, it's a different one. Okay, so that one seems to work. And this one is also frozen. Okay, so this one seems to have a functional petcock. Take that downstairs. Okay, KDX80 seat. There's 3 10mm. Got to take the seat off if I want to take off the gas tank. Go. And it's off already. Jesus Christ. The gas that was in this looked like regular gasoline, not premix. That's not a good sign. No idea how that comes apart. All right. Put that over there. so this one works. And it has its little reserve filter in here. I don't know how the reserve works on this. No idea. This is all dirty. I'm going to clean this up. There's the fuel thing for the other one. Okay. Kawasaki Plastics 61B18. I'll have to look up that part number. Okay, so I think that's good. See if that works. I think I'll throw an inline fuel filter in the line. And you know, I want to give this thing, I took a minute to clean it all up, clean up the gas tank. It was quite a bit dirtier. There was mold all over it. I want to give it the best chance of running because it really would be nice if it actually does have a new top end. So why don't I take the carburetor out and clean it since I have it mostly apart anyway. Okay, why don't I do that? Okay, so let's see what we're going to find in here. Pretty clean. Not bad. A little bit of junk in it. Main's open. That's good. And the main is tastes like oil. So it definitely had oil in the gas. That's good. This looks okay. So let's see, that's 8. What is that one? 6? I don't even think I have a wrench small enough for that. It's not 7. 6. So I'm looking at these little holes here. I'm pretty sure those come into play with idle. The main jet is totally clear, so nothing's clogged. That's good. So that looks good. So it looks like it's in good shape. And it seems like the bike has been gone through. There's places where the nuts and bolts usually are long gone. Somebody's replaced them. Somebody painted the frame all black for some reason. Now that seems to be clogged. This is the pilot jet. I cannot blow through that. Oh, now I can see through it. Is it just not holding it at the right angle? Yeah, it's open. I can just a very small hole. Yeah, it's open. Okay. All right. I'll go blow this out with air. Alright, it's in pretty good shape. I think I want to really need to take it apart further. So I will zip this back together and put it on the bike. Do a quick compression check on it since I have it apart and it doesn't have any fuel. And before you say you gotta open the throttle all the way, I believe that compression for this should be 160. Is that 120? Come on. I don't like that. 150. The Kickstarter feels like it's slipping internally. Oh yeah. 160, 170, 180, 180. So it does get better than that. It does look like it has a good top end in it. So should start right up. So one thing this bike didn't have is a baffle in the exhaust and the muffler. And they're kind of loud when they don't have the baffle in them. Yeah. They seem to have, I'm talking to the camera. I don't want to piss off everyone in my neighborhood, so I threw this. I had a baffle for this other one. And see if I can put it in here. Having gigantic hands is not helpful sometimes. Fuck, am I gonna do this? There we go. Well, that really sticks out. Alright, so I have the gas tank is in and this petcock works, and I put a little filter in there and some lines, and I'll probably put gas in it and it will pour all over the place, but we'll try to go with that. Hopefully it will run. So I went out and got 5 gallons of VPP race fuel without ethanol for the Z1R, which I will try to start tomorrow. But for now, I mixed up some fresh 2-stroke gas for these 2-stroke dirt bikes. Don't think I'll put much in there. That's good. All right.
Oh, that's right, the kill switch is broken. I'm going to shut it off. Figure that out when I cross that bridge when I get to it. Alright, here we go. Most of them don't idle. Doesn't seem to fully work, but works enough. I didn't even know that was him. I'm like, who the hell is that guy? Bad. Want to ride it? Oh, come on. Right.
I'm back on the green one, and it was having this issue where if I adjusted the free play on the clutch correctly, if you put it in gear, it would like stall out when you're running, almost like it wasn't able to release the clutch properly. And so there's some, this is kind of beat up on the side here, but the biggest thing is that this bolt is loose. That one's hand tight. I don't know that that's the, that one's loose also. Yeah, so somebody didn't put that together correctly. It's been taken apart recently. It's got a nice new gasket, and the mating surfaces look reasonably clean. So that's good. I was also trying to figure out why it was jumping. You know, sometimes when you kick it, it was jumping. So I'm going to take the clutch apart anyway to make sure that there's no other damage. I might replace the clutch. I have the other one over there, the new one, soaking in oil. But I found that odd, and it's like, this is, top here is beat up, but that might just be the casting. I'm not sure. I don't know what that arrow is for. So here's the kickstart gear, and it comes off here. You can see there's a score mark on the back of it. So you can see it comes off like that. You can see that it's kind of beat up here, and these teeth are a little rounded over. This clip was loose. Like, I was able to just pull this gear right off of here. So I think this clip was loose, or it's no good anymore, and that caused this to come away and grind against this part right here. That's basically, see the pattern there? And I think that's what was causing it to strip. So I actually do have other engines, and I think I have one of these. Hopefully that is just good and I can put it right in there. The clutch does just seem to be worn out. All of the plates have, like, some of the pads are good, some are really thin. For instance, one of them had a big score mark. Yeah, see, this one has a big score mark all the way around. This was probably stuck at one point from sitting. And, like, for instance, right here is really thin. Clutch basket looks okay, so I think I'm going to be able to get away with just replacing the clutch. The clutch was like 20 bucks because the KDX80 and the KX60 and some of the KX80s all use the same clutch. So I will proceed to find those parts. So, you know when something's too good to be true? See how the plate doesn't line up with the friction and steel don't line up? They're two different sizes. Yep, that's what happens when you buy cheap shit. Alright, I'm back out here with the green one. I ended up doing many hours of work on the green one. Again. So what all did I do to it? So yeah, the petcock was leaking. I got this aftermarket petcock, which was like 8 bucks. It didn't seem like it was going to work, but I pulled the little tubes out of it, and it does mount up, and it's not leaking, so that's good. There was something wrong with the front brake, and it ended up being the cable. The cable was no good. And pads were fine. Cleaned up the front wheel a tiny bit. It's kind of, you know, it is what it is. I changed the handlebars to these black ones. I think they were like 45 bucks. I bought them for restoring a different one, but I'll just have them on here. Clutch. Somebody painted the shifter and the kickstarter blue, which was in the sprocket. So I cleaned off the sprocket and painted the shifter black and painted the kickstart black. Somebody was dedicated to this green paint, so I just left that on the head, of course. There was something up with the clutch. It didn't engage right, and the kickstarter, when you kick it, sometimes it would go like skip. So I think I showed the gear. The gear was stripped out, and I had another one which had a good gear in it, and I put that in. So that's good to go. The clutch had just, I think the clutch was just bad. It had, like, some of the fiber little pieces were real thin and some were big, and just generally didn't look good. So anyway, I had another. The clutches are like 20 bucks. I bought a bunch of them. And put the clutch in. I didn't show that because I showed the other one. Put a spring on there. Took the back wheel off. Changed the back brake pads. The arm that was on here, the actuator arm was the wrong one. it didn't let it operate correctly. And then I put on a KX80 shock that I bought, because a different one that I have has a KX80 shock, and I thought it would keep it from like sagging, but it still goes down a lot when I sit on it, but probably not as bad as the shock that's on it from stock. I took the baffle back out because, you know, why not? They have a little more power if you take that baffle out. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to start it up, go for a test ride. Yeah, I gotta find a better way to show like riding around on the dirt bike. Bought this body camera thing, and that's supposed to take all those shakes out of it. It's probably unwatchable, really, to watch me ride around on the dirt bike with it shaking so much. But anyway, that's kind of what I did. Unfortunately, that's all I have. So maybe I can work on that in the future. Hope you liked the video. There'll be another dirt bike video coming up, the red one. And then we have the XL600. And one day I will start the Z1R. It's getting late. It's cold. I don't even want to open the garage doors. I'm in a t-shirt because I have heat. And I was just doing some work in here on the XL600. Like for instance, I sandblasted the exhaust. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like random videos about motorcycle stuff, continue to watch, and I promise I will finish the Z1R. Unfortunately, I think we missed the season. I may still try to start it when I have my Christmas vacation. I get like 7 days off. I was going to work on the Mustang, but I'm going to store the Mustang until the spring, and I'll work on the Mustang in the spring. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate all the new subscribers, and to my Dutch viewers, I'll have to learn something to say in Dutch to say goodbye. Maybe you guys could say, you know, put something in Dutch. Put something in Dutch. How would I realize what you're saying though? I don't know. I'll have to ask one of the guys on Master Milo to say something as a parting greeting. Anyway, see you later. Thank you.